All right, $12,000 in the last 30 days. And actually, I don't know, this is a little bit underwhelming. Let's go. How about this? This might be a little bit more attractive. $82,000 in revenue in the last 30 days. And I want to show you my Vercel bill. Look at this, $87.99 for the last 30 days. I just got this bill a few hours ago. And we can see that most of this cost is actually coming from observability, which I'm not really using. Honestly, I barely look at observability. So I could probably just turn this off and save 46 bucks a month, which would basically mean my total bill would be what, like $40 for Vercel. So there's this like notion out there that it's like, you shouldn't actually like you can't like scale up a business on Vercel, you're going to go broke, you have to use like bare metal. That's not true. That's not true at all. You can scale to 12 grand a month in revenue and just pay 90, 80, 90 bucks in Vercel, or even 40 bucks if you don't use observability. And I want to show you that this is not just Vercel serving my front end. Okay, so if I go to Vercel and I go to observability, so what we can see here is typically, and I wonder if we can kind of group this by method. Oh, we can query. This is pretty sick. Okay, so let's see. So request method, yeah, is get. Okay, so if we check for get requests only, then I think it's run query. Oh my god. Is this gets? Okay, yeah. This looks right. So for my project, edge requests. Why are we doing? Let's do request duration, okay? This is the sum of all request durations. Is that right? Okay, there we go. How is this possible? Oh, this is not grouped by... Sorry if you're watching this. This is probably fucking annoying as shit to watch. Grouped by day? No. Either way, you can see we're not using a lot of actual get requests. So a get request is basically someone like loading your website, and we don't have a lot of this. Like this would be for server rendered pages, and yeah, there's just not that much here. I mean, if you look at our pricing, obviously, we can see function invocation. So this would basically be like a server rendered page. $5 total. So that's nine. Wait, is that 9 million? 9 million function invocations. And then CPU, so 47.8, I think, gigabyte hours over probably the 1,000 included or something like that. And then fast origin transfer. Yeah. And so basically, we're only really paying here for observability events. But my point is, not a lot of this is actually the front end. If we go request method, however, method is post, then what we're going to see is something quite different. And I think this is still, or maybe this is. So we can see between like these few hours. All right, this isn't right. Let's just look at observability. So last 30 days. So we can see edge requests. This is what's happening. So basically you can imagine all of these are post requests. So June 27th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for these 4 hours, we had 100,000 events. Actually, this was just a few days ago. July 16th, that same 4 hours, 178,000 requests. And yeah, for CPU, so here we have 34 minutes, I think that's what that's saying, of CPU time. And then, oh yeah, this is my error rate. Less than 1% error rate. That's pretty high though. I don't remember seeing this. But anyways, yeah, so basically all of our cost here on Vercel is just coming from running a webhook from an external system straight into my app and handling it in a Vercel edge function. This is not how you're supposed to do things. I mean, you're supposed to ideally create some kind of queue on like AWS and then kind of chow through that queue with a worker, like a Lambda or something. But yeah, all we're doing is we're just processing these events on demand because that was the easiest way to set it up, and we're still running on that kind of design. And it's working, dude. So, like, yeah, I mean, bro, if you're making, literally, if you're making $12,000 per month, minus, even if you have observability and you're handling a shitload of requests, divided by, how do you do the profit margin? It's total profit. Yeah, okay. So 99.25% profit margin if that was my only expense. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to make this video because there's kind of this idea that Vercel, I fucking love Vercel, dude. Vercel is my favorite piece of my infrastructure by a country mile. It is just amazing. It's such a good product. And like I keep getting emails where they're like, "Hey, we just made this cheaper." Like they introduced, if we go to where is it? Vercel functions. So they introduced fluid compute, which is really nice. Active CPU. I don't really know what that means. I don't see the fluid compute info anymore. But basically, if it was a cold start, I think it was this. Like basically, if you have to rip a cold start, this was like a month or two ago, every function basically on Vercel would be a cold start. It was like a fresh Lambda function. It would spin up, it would run everything, and then it would shut down. And so you were always paying for like these kind of cold starts. And then they introduced fluid compute, which I think, or maybe it means like the same Lambda that's already spun up can handle like multiple requests. And so your fluid compute, basically you would save like 90% of your compute. And it's crazy because they built fucking Next.js. They've built V0, they've built AI, the AI SDK, and they still are lowering costs. If you have a monopoly, everyone knows you increase costs. So, I mean, at some point they're probably going to increase cost. But I think Vercel is just a fantastic fucking piece of infrastructure. And clearly, as we can see, it scales, you know? Yeah, and if I just turned off observability, I mean, I don't really look at this. It's nice to see kind of error rate, but I usually just check the logs once a day, make sure nothing's blowing up, and basically call it a day. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of the dealio. Yeah, Vercel scales. Use Vercel. Make your life easy, and build a startup. Get rich like me, dude. You want to be rich like me? I bet, dude. Make fucking 80 grand a month, bro. I make 80 grand a month, and all I do is sit around watching the insane biology of the saltwater crocodile. This channel is awesome. Crocodiles, yeah, this channel rocks. But yeah, 80 grand. And I'll refresh it just to show you I'm not even lying. Oh shit. Oh shit. Guys, this is fake news. This is fake news. This is not real. Change that to an 8. Okay, computer, unpause video. As you can see, 80 grand in the last 30 days. So, yeah, basically fucking rich. If you do the math here, 17 transactions at an average of $700 per transaction. That's clearly and obviously $80,000. So, I mean, if you're a doubter, dude, check your freaking math, bro. Do 17 times 728, and you'll find it equals $80,000. Anyways, that's the video. Yeah, I'm going to start putting more effort into these videos, but I just didn't really feel like making a long one today. And, yeah.